In the year 2000, in March, this person came on the internet and he went into a couple of science forums and he said, I'm a time traveler from the future and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And for a period of about 3 months, he answered questions about science, technology, the future. He made what some people consider to be predictions. And at the time, nobody really took him seriously. It wasn't until after he left, about 3 months later, that some of the things that he said started to happen. And the snowball just started at that point, and more people started paying attention to it.
You're listening to Canary Cry Radio. Now here are your hosts, Basil and Gons.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Canary Cry Radio this week. I am back, and my name's Basil.
And I'm Gons, and Basil's back.
I'm back.
We missed a couple weekends because
of just inexplicable life circumstances that resulted in, priorities having to be shuffled around. And so we appreciate you guys hanging with us and coming back for another episode. I hope we didn't, leave you too out in the open there. I hope you guys made it.
Well,
I think it was a Friday. We didn't post one on Friday.
I think it was 2 Fridays.
2 Fridays in a row. I don't know who's even left out there to listen to us right now.
Well, we're going to keep chugging away.
I guess we'll just keep going.
But, yeah, we wanted to, before we jump into our topic today, which is John Titor and the time traveler, or the potential time traveler.
Ooh.
We just wanted to encourage you guys who are left listening. We started a forum on canarycryradio.com a few weeks ago under a comment that came from someone that said, hey, it would be great if you guys had a forum to keep track of some of the comments and the conversations that were going on in the comment section.
And we did it. We listened.
Yes.
It happened.
We responded and we made it happen.
With your words.
And it's called The Wire. So if you go to canarycryradio.com and click on the forum tab, and once you're in the forum tab, look for a link that says The Wire. It's sort of, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see it there.
Yeah.
And once
it's not the easiest thing to use. I'll admit that. It's not the easiest forum, but it is great anyways, and I recommend everybody go there.
Yeah, and it's our first attempt at doing something like that. So
yes, you got to sign up, you got to get a little user guy, and then go at it.
And you will be a hatchling.
You'll be a hatchling. Just go for it, and we'll see you there. And
yeah,
we'll talk about crazy things.
We've had good conversations in there already, and I think those of you who have posted know that we're going to try to respond and be active in the forum as well. So
right.
Basil and I will both check in daily to make sure that
you guys are playing nice.
May have to start locking some of you guys down in the internet jail.
So make sure internet jail. Yeah, that's our new thing is internet jail. Okay. Yeah. So go check it out. The forum. It's awesome.
Yeah. And we're going to start reading some emails too, which I know we've said that like 10 times, but
we say it a lot
about it.
But, we keep our promises in our own time. And shouldn't we just that should just be a thing, right?
Yeah, and if you can time travel into the future, maybe you'll already see that we already have read emails.
Yeah, we did. If you were in the future, you would have seen that.
But you would be in a different timeline. This will all make sense in a moment.
We'll get into that later.
So we wanted to talk about John Titor, the time traveler, in this episode. And there's probably a lot of you listening that have at least heard of John Titor, have heard the story.
I just imagine so many people either rolling their eyes right now or just getting like so pumped that we're just about to talk about this. Because that's just what this story is. And obviously we're going to come at it from a Christian perspective, and we're going to get serious about it. But this guy, this time traveler who can, I guess let's just give him his intro.
Yeah, okay. So basically, John Titor became a sensation through Coast to Coast AM, but it really is a fascinating topic to discuss because of the potential, the significance, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea.
Anyway.
I can't time travel into your brain and figure it out. No, okay. So this is the story. Around the end of the year 2000, there was a gentleman with a username of Time Traveler 0.
_0.
_0. Thank you, Gons. And
just trying to keep it, factual.
Facts. That's how we deal. We deal in facts here in Canary Cry Radio. So what was it? C2 Cam, was that the name of the forum or the?
Yeah, that was the first one. Allegedly.
First one. Well, he was all over the internet for a while. Okay, starting, I believe, November of the year 2000, he started coming on and telling everybody that he was a time traveler and started asking questions and answering questions and all sorts of stuff, and it caused quite an uproar.
Right, and it didn't really. It's sort of the phenomenon sort of spread. When he was posting these things, it wasn't, I don't think, a huge deal. It was just sort of a strange phenomenon for those involved. But,
right.
Once it was on Coast to Coast, it definitely became a huge story, something people latched onto. And
I mean, the story now is so huge that you can't Google some things without his name coming up as like the first 10 pages or something, like
right.
some things attached to his story, just regular items that you'd never think about.
Right.
Like all you can find is John Titor stuff.
Right. So John Titor claims that he came from the year 2036 and that he, what's the story here? I mean, his story is very, very complex.
Okay. So basically he works for the military in 2036, which we can get into it later, but looks nothing like the military as we think about it. And I mean, it gets into some things like alternate world lines, parallel universes, things like that. So it's very complicated to piece everything together. So you might have to go through and do some digging yourself. But anyways, John Titor is this guy from 2036. He's spending his, I believe it's a required amount of time in the military. And he is in a division called Temporal Recon. Now, the story is that in 2036, there has been World War III. World War III happened in 2015, so he says, and so the world is just piecing itself back together in 2036, and so a lot of things need to be retrieved from the past. I think to repair the damage, like. His particular mission was to come back to 1975 and retrieve a computer, an IBM 5100. And the reason they needed this computer was so they were able to read and write in a certain computer language that they had discovered. The IBM 5100 was one of the only computers that can translate the languages that they were trying to work with. So that was his job, was to go back into 1975, pick up an IBM computer, and bring it back to 2036. But along the way, he decided, I'm going to stop by the year 2000. That's kind of a big deal. I'm going to stop by and check it out. And so he does. And then here he is 12 years ago, just about, in the year 2000, just sort of hanging out with his family from the past. John Titor was born in 1998 is the story. And so he visits his family while he's here and visits his 2-year-old self. So he's just kind of hanging out there. Okay, now that's the story. Now he's here. Now he's talking to everybody on the internet for some reason. And now we just, start learning about this guy.
Well, yeah, and there are some Titor devotees that claim that he first actually came in 1998 to warn about Y2K And he, if you read some of those posts from 1998, he's actually pretty frantic about Y2K and warning everybody and things like that. Right. It's not clear that it was him, but the Titor apologists, if you will, say that that was a different John Titor from a different timeline, which we'll explain, or world line, and we'll explain that as we get into this. So basically, the entire story is predicated on what's called the Elliott-Wheeler theory. It's basically the many worlds theory. And Basil, do you want to sort of explain that